I'm Tanya Jacobs. Welcome to my kitchen and week 3 of the Real Women of Philadelphia food competition. If you've read my profile at all, you'll know that a few weeks ago, well, months ago now, my sister and I put together a multi-ethnic wedding shower for our brother and his fiancée at the time. They got married a couple weeks ago. And what we did at that shower was we took all of our heritages and we cooked dishes specific to each person. We had English, Scottish, Swiss, Italian, Norwegian, all kinds of delicious foods. And the recipe today is from a book that my mother got us for Easter, and it's an English recipe book. And today I'm going to be making my version of Hindle Wakes, which I'm going to be calling English chicken. Hindle Wakes is based on Hindle Wake, an old English dish where they would cook the chicken all day long during the Saints' Day at church, and they would hold a wake following the celebration of the Saints' Day. And my chicken, I just took chicken tenderloins and I baked them in the oven for 35 minutes at 375. Now this is the last 10 minutes of baking time, and in the meanwhile, I've been soaking prunes in tea. Now I know this sounds really bizarre, but trust me, the end result is fabulous. Alright, so now I'm going to take the prunes and just strain them, because we don't need the tea anymore. And I'm going to cut each prune in half, lengthwise. Now, this is kind of messy, but you can see that each prune has a little hollow, which I'm going to be stuffing in a moment. And what I'm going to be stuffing them with, I took a cup of seasoned breadcrumbs, and to that I'm going to be adding half a teaspoon of sage, parsley, marjoram, and thyme, and just mix that up. I'm also going to be adding the rind and the juice of 1 lemon, which I'll do right now. So I'm zesting the lemon into the breadcrumb mixture, making sure just to get the yellow, not the nasty white part. And once that's complete, I'm going to cut the lemon open and begin stuffing the prunes. I squeezed the lemon juice into the mixture, and I'm just using my hands to crumble it. And you can see it sticks together, but it still crumbles at the same time. Now, the prune stuffing is going to be pretty messy business here. What you're going to do, and that's why I'm using my hands, you're going to take the breadcrumb mixture and just stuff some into the prune half. The prunes get a little bit soft. They get a lot soft during the soaking, so it makes it a little bit more difficult, challenging to get that breadcrumb mixture in. But just shove it in with your fingers. Don't be afraid to play with your food. I know my 2-year-old daughter loves helping me in the kitchen, and anytime she sees me at the counter, she comes running over, ready to shove her hands into whatever mixture I'm making. Luckily, she's napping now, so we won't have any little fingerprints today. And then once these are stuffed, I'm going to simply place them in an oven, preheated from before, from the chicken. It's at 350 though. I've just turned the heat from 375 down to 350. And I'm going to bake these prunes for about 15 to 20 minutes till the breadcrumb mixture looks golden. So I've just taken 2 tablespoons of butter, and I'm melting it in the saucepan. To that, I'm going to add a third of a cup of flour. And I'm just going to whisk it together, making a nice roux. And I'm just going to let that cook a minute to get the flour taste off. As you can see, it's nice and thick. Over here, you can see my chicken's waiting. To this, I'm going to be adding 2 1/4 cups of chicken stock. I just used the boxed kind. It's fabulous for convenience. And now I'm just going to add the chicken stock a little bit at a time to my roux. Whisking the whole time so that way I don't get any lumps. Although I have a couple lumps right now, I just want to break them up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to heat this to a boil and let it thicken up. So my sauce is more of a simmer, well, a slight boil, not a rolling boil. And to it, I'm going to add the juice and the zest of 1 lemon. Lower that heat. And some salt and pepper to taste. Here's the freshly ground black pepper, which I'm a fan of, so. And some salt. I like to use kosher salt. About a teaspoon's worth. You can always add more later on to your own individual taste. And just whisk that all in. Next, what I'm going to do is take it off the heat completely and add in the star of our show, 4 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese, which you can see I've kind of chunked up. And I'm just going to add that to the sauce, stir it in, and let it melt till everything gets nice and creamy. While I was making the sauce, my prunes were cooking up, and I just took them out of the oven. The breadcrumb topping is nice and crispy, and it smells really great. I also plated up the chicken, and I'm just going to pour some of the sauce, that lemony cream chicken sauce, right over the top. And I'll reserve some for individual people's tastes. And I'm going to take the prunes and just surround the plate, plop them right on top of that sauce. And I'll be back in a minute to show you the finished result. So my English chicken is done and ready to be served and eaten. I'm just going to scoop. It seemed a shame to mess up this prettiness. Now, when they used to make the Hindle Wakes, they actually served it at room temperature or even cold. So you can prepare this dish ahead of time. And what I like to do is just cut the chicken up, make sure I get some of the sauce, make sure I get a prune, add it all together. Here we go. The combination of flavors, totally unexpected. The sweetness of the prunes and the tartness of the lemon and the creaminess of the sauce go so well with this chicken. I really hope you'll try this dish, and I hope you have a great week. Enjoy.